So today we're going to be making 3 rubs. We're going to do a spicy barbecue rub, a taco seasoning, and a lemon herb Mediterranean type rub for chicken, fish, that sort of thing, and vegetables. So all the spices you see here is about $40 worth from Walmart, and they'll be used in 3 different rubs. Okay, so I've already put the half a cup of brown sugar in the bowl. Next we're going to add, if I can find it, 2 tablespoons of paprika, and you really should level this off. I've put a little too much in there. All right. And then 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika, 1 tablespoon of chili powder. I'm already seeing a problem here, folks. My bowl may not be big enough. And what's with the flying gnat? Okay, 1 tablespoon chili powder, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, and then 2 teaspoons of pepper, they put a nice little leavening deal. I wish other spices did that. And 2 teaspoons of salt. I'm putting 1 teaspoon, but it calls for 2, but I am low sodium. And then 1 teaspoon of cayenne. You can add more or less to taste for you. We like things a little spicy. 1 tablespoon of dry mustard. And teaspoon, I beg your pardon, and 1 teaspoon of cumin. So 1 teaspoon of cumin. And you can tell that makes quite a bit of spice mixture. So for your, this would be a really big spice jar. So you would mix all this up, get it all mixed together, and then you can use it on any kind of barbecue. We like to put it on chicken, ribs, and that sort of thing. But it works good on any kind of beef or pork or chicken, really. And you can just rub it on and let it dry rub and dry marinate in the fridge for 4 to 12 hours. Thanks. And so I've kind of got it mixed together. I already have a little bit left over, and I'm going to put it in my tub here and store it, and it will store for several months, just like this, or you can put it in your fridge. Brian's learning about the delay after you hit the record button. Next, we're going to do the taco seasoning mix, and you would use about 2 to 3 tablespoons and 1/4 cup of water per pound of ground beef or ground chicken, whatever you're using for taco. Or you can just use it as a dry rub, which I often use on my cubed chicken for chicken tacos. And so for this one, it's 2 tablespoons of chili powder. Well, it's sitting here. It is so humid here today, guys, that it is sticking. So that's 1. 2. 1 tablespoon of cumin, also sticking. And these are approximate, so if it's not exact, it's all right. Teaspoons now, so a teaspoon of paprika, 2 teaspoons of garlic. Now remember, these seasonings, we paid $40 for all these seasonings, and then we're using them in multiple recipes. So 2 teaspoons of onion, a teaspoon of oregano, and then we want 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes and cayenne. So I've got my cayenne here, 1/2 teaspoon. I've got my red pepper flakes here, 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Okay, and then you just give that a little mix. And that didn't make as much as the barbecue seasoning, but you can see this is a fairly easy recipe to make. And then we'll get a container and get that stored in it. Thank you. Okay, so then I'm using a glass jar, just a small old jam jar to store our seasoning in. And I'll get it labeled taco seasoning. Try not to spill it. These are really good recipes to use. So you can see we actually can make a double batch. So I think I'll do that and check back in with you after I'm done. So I made my second batch, and in that I realized I forgot to add salt and pepper to the first batch. So I doubled it up on the second batch and I'm adding that in here now. And you can tell 2 batches fills up this jar pretty full. And so we'll be good to go on that. And you can tell it was peach jelly at one point, so I'll get some tape out and get that labeled right here as taco seasoning. Remember, it's super easy to make, and 2 to 3 tablespoons per 1/4 cup of water and 1 pound ground beef for this. Welcome back. Next, we're going to do the lemon herb seasoning, which is kind of a Mediterranean type deal. Really good on chicken, pork, and any kind of seasoned vegetables. We really like to do this on potatoes in the air fryer. We like to do it on chicken that we're going to put in a chicken pot pie or grill and put on a chicken salad. It's really good on pork and also on fish. And so let's get started with this. You can also add some variations for this. You can put some dill in it or something like that for fish if you like. I just kind of sprinkle dill on, put this seasoning on, then kind of sprinkle a little bit of dill on any kind of salmon, tilapia, anything like that. 2 tablespoons of dried parsley. 1, 2, that's a little over. 2 tablespoons of basil. Basil it's so sweet. It just smells so good. I love fresh basil in gravies and things, but the dried, remember, dried is always a little more potent. Okay, 1 tablespoon oregano. And if you look at how much spice is left, you can see that we will get 3, 4, maybe 5 batches out of each deal of seasoning. So it really does save you money, even though the initial cost of the spice is a little bit excessive. Not excessive, but pricey. 1 tablespoon of thyme. I get the crushed rosemary. It's not powder, but it's crushed, it's broken up. You can get powder. You would use less if it was powder. This is 1 tablespoon of rosemary. And then 2 teaspoons of garlic again. 2 teaspoons of onion powder. 2 teaspoons of like a lemon pepper seasoning, or you can get dried lemon zest and use it instead. And then 2 teaspoons black pepper and 2 teaspoons salt. And again, I cut the salt in half because I'm mindful of my blood pressure. I have some issues there, so I always just use half the amount of salt, and then people season to their taste after we're done cooking. You get this all mixed up, and then we'll get it in a container. And we're going to get this lemon herb seasoning in the container here. And And again, I may have room in this to make a double batch. We'll see. I think a double batch might be a little tight. We'll do one batch at a time. Okay. So then you can get it in here. You could probably mix it up a little better, just turning it in here. Probably want to do that before you dip out of it. It may settle, you know, the lighter seasoning like parsley may rise to the top. And then let's get it labeled. This is your lemon herb. Probably will put it on tape in case I ever decide to change. And again, let's just get a shot at how much of this seasoning is left over. I mean, like, we have quite a bit of seasoning left over in these spice jars. And so you're going to get multiple mixtures out of this. So it is saving you quite a bit of money. In fact, I'd say when you consider you can get 3 to 4 out of these, and they're generally quite a bit at the store for a mixed seasoning like that, especially at some of those specialty stores. It's a pretty good deal. This is what goes on in the kitchen after I'm done with spices. Brian gets his workout in.